Hello, hello, and welcome to Attorney of the Arcane, which, okay, the music might be a little too loud because I can't hear myself talking, but it's so groovy. It is such a good vibe. But yeah, it might be a little too loud still. It is so nice. I have been sitting on this starting screen and just like vibing this entire time. Well, I went to get some water. I've been vibing. Let's start with case 1. I've been really looking forward to this game. I really like Ace Attorney. And I also like the music Shady Cicada makes. So I knew this game was going to be very fun. And it was very hard not to play the moment I saw that it was on sale. And I bought it. And I had it. And yeah. But I was like, I'm gonna wait. And if we're gonna at least try one bit of the stream with this. And if you guys like it, then we're going to stream more of it. And if you guys don't like it for some reason, in which case, are you okay? Because this seems pretty great. But if it doesn't work for stream, then, well, I'm just gonna play it on my own. In any case, the fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them, a clash of souls, brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. Chris Rudolph, occupation servant, age 34. Arcane art none. Okay, non-magic. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. Uh-oh. Nice swoopy hair. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. Fearless. There, I saw the defendant. Uh-oh, that's not good for us, because we are defending the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. Blue dining, okay. And she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword. I'm shooked. Or is this my shooked? No, that's my scared. That's my tinky. I'm shooked. If this really takes off, I'm gonna... Okay, I'm not gonna promise it, but I kinda want to draw my PNG in just suit and have an objection. Like just the pointy objection. Stance.
Objection!
Oh, there we are. Objection! This is us. Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. We're only 20. And already a defense attorney. How did you do that, my guy? How did we do that? And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. Yeah, music. Okay, we can't stay on this too long, but groovy. What?
Objection!
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? I seem to be. Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Kubert. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Slam the table. Think about the state of the crime scene after the time of murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. What are you talking about, buddy? He knows something. Well, he is a witness, yeah. But on this battlefield, there are still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. The courtroom is the battlefield, isn't it? But you have to wonder sometimes. Are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Look, I'm here for a good time, not for an existential crisis game. Please. Oh, calm. Damn it. Oh? Oh. Damn it! Oh no. The art is also really nice. Shading. Don't mind me ignoring the fact that there's a dead body in front of me to admire the way the cloth looks, but... Flintheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Uh-oh. Very pretty clothes. Little over the top with the brushes, but... Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the skilled lord, what did you? Shock-faced. You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. His own daughter? Really? And you're gonna... Well, I mean, I guess you're his servant, aren't you? You gonna go along with it? I love the shading on the suit. At once, sir. He's going along with it. I mean, I guess we already saw that in the courtroom. Episode 1. The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. More like murderous. He just murdered someone. I guess in cold blood. But, like, he murdered someone and pinned it on their daughter. Earlier that day. Don't mind what you just saw. Upbeat, funny music. You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. Upbeat, funny music as we are succumbing to pain. I'm a little concerned. Just a smidge. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer? Are you sure you're okay, Hubert? No, I am apparently succumbing to unbearable pain. You look like you're about to pass out. I think I am. Ooh. Fancy. So, she's an attorney. Ruby Taimura. Fancy lady. She looks pretty. Don't worry about me, Miss Tamura. I'm fine. He said as he was slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. You've been riding in this carriage for days. You're definitely not fine. Oh, come on, you're in a carriage. I mean, I guess that might not be too comfortable, but at least you're not walking. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. Oh. Car sickness. Or carriage sickness. I can relate, my friend. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. Sometimes you feel better letting it go. Like, it's not great, but one should vomit, you'll be good. I'm perfectly fine, brr. He said, turning green. If you say so. You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. She's shocked. Did we hurl? You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. Don't hurl. Not in the carriage. Like, try and hurl outside of it or something. That stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. No, I imagine it wouldn't. One second thought. That's better. He hurled. You take a deep breath of fresh air. Or no? It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Usually breathing is an in and out process. Sorry about this. You can't control the carriage, right, lady? I didn't expect the roads in this town to be uneven. You're from the city, aren't you? I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Supposedly, he's been a voice of dissidence against King Olivier for the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Mr. Mora would have with him. Being dissident against the king, I guess. Also, nice background art. The art in this game is very pretty. But you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. Considering she's dragging you along, a couple questions shouldn't be too out of place, but, you know, I don't know. Merchants. Hello, travelers. Welcome to Cornhaven. A local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He's very strong. He has a wide smile on his face. Don't look like a wide smile to me, but I guess that would be kind of scary if he also had his eyes not hidden, because he's just... I don't think plays a crucial role in this story. He has a wide smile on his face, and he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. You know what? The wide smile would give this man the proper threatening aura. He has a very threatening aura. I feel threatened. Would a pair of dignified individuals as yourself care for a refreshing drink? That was close. They must be from the city. Why is that? Okay, so he feels happy? Am I feeling that? I'm reading his mind? He certainly has a friendly expression, but its thoughts seem very analytical. Can we read thoughts? Is that allowed? Well, I don't need a drink, but... Mr. Mora glances at you, and your stomach rumbles in agreement. Ah, of course. I have just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fleece him for a lot. Okay, we are reading his thoughts, because he's not saying that out loud. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your eye of Horus. That's an Egyptian god. Okay. Welcome back, Luna. Hello, Opsh. How are you doing? It's good to see you, and it's good to be back. Yeah, a very different game from what we've been playing. I've just been very excited about this game, and I thought I really wanted to share it with you guys. But the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. No, he doesn't look very happy. You wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. Yes, his smile. Nah, I'm being a little mean to the game. I don't expect them to have a expression for every single character, especially if it's not an important one. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. I don't think we want to see that. How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? That seems like a lot. 50 silver pieces. You may find the price daunting, but this is organic, freshly made apple juice. It's just store-bought juice, but I bet they can't even tell the difference. You jerk. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on the table inside the merchant's shop. Hello, Neemsh. Welcome to the stream. Currently working and waiting for technicians. Oh, well, good luck with your work, and I hope whatever you're waiting for, it doesn't take long, or it's not too bothersome. Store-bought apple juice. Glue. Oh, this is our training. I see. That's a pretty apple. Store-bought apple juice has been added to your notes, so this is a clue. Resting on the table, suspiciously empty. Okay, so he notes. Tyron will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. He can check these notes at any time by opening the toolbar in the top left of the screen. Trust me, it's worth the extra gold. Normally, the price wouldn't matter that much to you. 50 silver pieces is a lot, my guy. But you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. It's a matter of honor. Oh. Argument. Oh, we're very intensely bartering with this guy. He chose the wrong people to try and please. Lawyers. Work and lurk. Okay, have a nice lurk, names. They need to reinstall some stuff in my apartment, but last week the shit didn't show up. Oh no, that sucks. Did they give a good reason for not showing up, or did they just, like, ghost you? You started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where is it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. Presenting during arguments or certain claims, you'll need to present a piece of evidence to refute that claim. To proceed, present a piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. Okay. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? You picked an argument with the wrong type of people. My poor merchant guy. He's a lawyer. As someone with a sister who is doing law, I can tell you, you do not want to pick arguments with these people. It's not ending well. I guess ghosting. A couple days later, I called their employer and they couldn't give me an explanation. Ooh. That's usually not a good sign, but trying to find a different company to fix something is also not... Wait. Oh, I was worried. Yeah, the merchant made a whoopsie. Do not argue with people studying law. Their entire, or at least attorneys, their entire job is being good at arguing, essentially. You're not winning. Oh, how did that get hit there? Make no mistake, I only have that because I wanted to see how my product compares to that of the city. Uh-huh. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. What an obvious lie. This juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions, choosing the correct response depending on the information you see. Logic. Greetings, cute. I'm not cute. How dare? Meh. But thank you. Greetings, how are you doing? Also, the music, guys. The music is so groovy. I could jive to this. I could just stay on this screen and for at least like 15 minutes and just vibe. I'm doing good. Glad to hear. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thoughts contradict something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thoughts contradict their claim. Empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. Okay. So logic is if their thoughts contradict my notes. Intuition if their thoughts contradict their claim. And empathy if their emotions contradict their claim. Okay. Empathy for emotions, intuition for thoughts, and logic for something contradicting my notes. I usually only sell this stuff for 5 silver pieces a flask. So something in their thoughts, contradiction thought that's in it. Okay, so this is intuition, because something in his thoughts is contradicting his claim. Sir, it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 silver pieces. What? How did you... recently started playing RimWorld? Oh, how you have... how are you finding it? I was gonna play RimWorld today, and I will switch to RimWorld at some point. It's fun. But not Ace Attorney, Arcane Attorney came out, and I really wanted to play it. I'm thinking of, after I finished Wildermid, Arcane Attorney. This is gonna be a long day if I keep messing that up. Arcane Attorney will switch to Sundays and we will do Rimworld on Thursday. And actually, you are a large reason I decided to try it, really. Well, I'm glad to hear that you found a fun game through me. Also, hello, Jenny. How are you? Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. No, you were trying to argue with an attorney. It just doesn't end well, friend. Right. Argument 1. And what did we learn? Do not argue with people studying the law. Child. So true. That is a very fashionable child. Look at that cloak. I mean, I guess the clothing is very old, but also I like the art. Now you are the one waving the shiny games in front of people, Luna. I guess I am. You have been lawyered. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flasks of apple juice. How about 20 silver pieces for 3 flasks? That's still a really good deal. You're giving him 5 silver pieces extra. Of course, sir. The Kingdom of Wyvern Guard, established around 2000 years ago by the 7 High Archmages. That is a very big statue. I don't think that was man-made. I think that's the frozen dragon. Also, look at those walls. Why does that child look like a what protag? An anime? I don't know. Hope you're doing well and having a great stream. Thank you, Tathlotron. All the characters look anime. It's currently ruled by King Olivier, the Wine Guard, and Wyvern Guard, and the mages of his nobility. I forgot just how pure you are, Luna. Oh, it's a not safe for Luna thing. Well then, please do not elaborate. Thank you for the warning, then. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. But it isn't, is it? A land where its people share the wealth and success, I assume. Succor? Provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years. No apple juice? For the child? You poor thing. The child's passing thoughts tells you exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing. Okay, and that's a word I just don't know. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose I just have a good intuition for this sort of thing. Oh, they don't know he can read thoughts. Or did you use another kind of eye? Oh, maybe she does know. You avoid meeting her gaze. Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time. The whole glowing eye things is kind of obvious. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Bashing this guy's argument into the ground. Succor is pretty close to assistance or help. I see, thank you. Supposedly, the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is McCoy Tavern? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to look like it's gonna be a secret meeting place for dissidents. That's the entire idea, my guy. But now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. See? The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, McCoy just uses it to host his rallies. A rundown tavern is the perfect place for such a meeting, yeah. Too bad that he's either dead or about to be dead, according to the little story bit we saw before we started. I love her style. Yeah, she looks very pretty. Although, I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat. Yeah, that... Oh no, I think I know. Oh no, he's alive. So what we saw was in the future. Because that's him. That's the guy. I really like the art in this game. Just the way they do the shading and also the plot is just... It's nice. It's good. So the facial features are just... intense. Good. Hey, you lot. The McCoy Tavern is closed. Yeah, the art is nice. A gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. Also the music. You can't see it, but I'm popping along to this. Good music. He's eyeing you and Mr. Mora, a clear look of contempt on his face. The music is my jam. Mine too. This music is flippin' awesome. I would say I can imagine, but well... I mean, I guess just imagine an owl popping their heads. That's me. I'm the owl, grooving to music. Advantageous bitch. Okay, look up a gif of an owl popping their head and then set it to this music, and that's about pretty close. Close enough. I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy? I am. What of it? Yeah, we look too fancy for this town. Ooh. Look at the fancy introduction screens. Feel like I'm in a detective game. I mean, sort of we are. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamora. I wanted to speak with you. I looked up cute dancing owl and it's nice. Wait, hold up, I said nothing about cute. Ruby Tamora. Wait, the Ruby Tamora? Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. Oh? He lets out a laugh, as if as if he were meeting an old friend. Why didn't you say so? Come on in! You didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora. But you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy. And we're still openly meeting? Or not being hunted down? I don't know exactly how dystopian this place is. Albeit in different ways. Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyways. What brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern. This music has no right to... Well, I mean, it has all the right to be this groovy, but it's very groovy. I'm getting distracted by its grooviness. I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there anywhere we could talk more privately? Sure, the kitchen's empty. Wonderful. Aaron, stay here while I speak with McCoy. What? Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell, there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to figure out what he wants. Oh, she angry. She's serious. She's giving us this look. Don't. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. It's a good glare. You slowly look away from her. just do as the dog does in that gift. I'm so sorry. You spend quite an amount of time waiting in the dining area of the tavern. So, fancy pictures on the wall. It's already been hours since Miss Tamara and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. Are you just sitting here? You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. But even from here, you can tell that their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. People do tend to raise their voices when they get frustrated. Groove on, little owl. Gru who? I get the joke you're trying to make, I just can't pronounce it. That's very clever. Doesn't look... Gru-uhu? Gru-uhu. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make this work. Looks like they're going to be a while, he said after several hours waiting in an empty tavern. Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. And now you're pulling it out. You bring out the small chessboard that you've carried around since you were a child. You were a very strange child. And why are you so much like me? I'm a very strange child. You're not supposed to do the same weird things I did. This game is calling me out and I don't like it. Ah yes, Rimworld behavior playing chess alone. This is also the Luna behavior. I genuinely had a small chess set that I carried around as a child, though primarily on vacation. Because at home we had a big chess set. Chess has a very, very peculiar role in my life, because it has brought me my friend groups, not once, not twice, but thrice over. It genuinely, the friend group my offline friend group I currently have, that I met in high school, I met only due to chess. Very strange, we had like one of those weeks where we had to do like, instead of normal classes, we had special classes. And I was sick when the sign-ups were, so all the fun things were chosen. And it was gonna be in like some weird, I don't remember what it was, but something really stupid. Like nothing interesting, but I saw that the chess class also still had open spots. And though it wasn't anything interesting, I knew I'd much rather be playing chess than anything else. And that's how I met my friend on school. Also partly through anime, because I saw her anime agenda and I was like, you got a cool one, I have that one too. And then we became friends and I met my offline friends through that. Then the second time, I met my boyfriend, sort of through it. And the third time, guess what? I met Bart through chess. We connected through chess. And if it wasn't for Bart, I wouldn't be streaming. And if I wouldn't be streaming, I wouldn't know any of you. So chess has brought me my friends thrice in a row. And that's a lot of times for chess. Like, it has had a fairly big influence on my life, considering I don't play chess regularly. I've been playing chess my whole life and I will never be better at it. I had one of those magnetic computer travel chess sets. Chess? Yes. I feel like I should maybe do more with chess, considering it has literally brought me all my social contacts I still have to this day. I have dubbed it the chess... the chess test. If any new social group, like, starts, I need to have one person I play a game of chess with, and then I know it'll last. And I'm not that good at chess either. Like I say, as I went to a competition, which I lost. And like we had it in elementary school at chess thing. Not knowing the queue now? Nah, I'm glad I can't imagine all. I have the same with RPG games, like 20 plus year friendship. Lurk time, have a nice lurk, Sama. Samaza. I can speak, I can't, that was a lie. Let's continue after this chess distraction. But I like chess. I'm not that good at it, but I like it. Words are hard. They are. Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that. It is a lot less enjoyable in alone, I'd say. Checkmate. You win against yourself. This time as black. Well, yeah, you always win against yourself, because once I... Well, unless I catch you put yourself in a... what is it called in English? In a stalemate. Matters. I've played 10 games already, and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black. That's interesting. Usually you'd win more as white. You always win and lose. A tie? No, in chess it's called a stalemate. I'm fairly certain. In Dutch it would be pot, but that doesn't translate. Hello? Oh, hello. You're a main character. Or so you're important. Well, animated eyes, they're important. Also white hair usually also clues in that they're important. Girl dressed in red. Not sure if I'd call it fully red, but sure. But statistically, white is more likely to win. Oh no! I'm saying all the things the game is saying for the character. Guys, I think I might be in the game. Maybe his playstyle works better as a response rather than an action. Well, but you just have the that outfit too. Yeah, very pretty outfit. They all are dressed really nicely. Yeah, she cute. But are we? I don't know how to set up accounts, but otherwise I'd set up a counter. How many times Luna says something and the game says the exact same thing as Tyrell? It is me. I am this guy. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. Listen, Kate, stop that. Stop saying that the character is doing things that I also do. I've always played black. Well, statistically, you're less likely to win as black, because in chess, having the first move is a very major advantage. So much so that on a very high, like on professional levels, sometimes the only difference if one is going to win or lose is the fact if they're gonna be playing as white or not. It is that much of a advantage. Isn't it like a 55% win rate for white? It depends. On lower levels it matters much less, though it still matters a lot. To the point that when I was a kid and I was learning to play chess, like adults always offered me to play white because you do just have an advantage. Of course, the rhythm of the game can be changed if you play white well, you can basically determine the pacing of the game because the other person will always have to be reactive. But if you lose that pacing, then it'll just be equal. However, on higher levels, then the advantage of being the first one to move is very high. But I wouldn't know the exact percentages. And I imagine it differs quite a lot depending on the skill level of the players, like in that group. Like if you take professionals, then I think that percentage will be much different than if you just take hobbyists. Mutters, so why am I performing so much better when playing as black? Well, usually, when I'm playing against myself, because I know why I'm moving one piece, I tend to just favor one side as being the more reactive side and thinking around the other, whilst one I play straight. Hello? Like, dude, you're in my place. Answer me. You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. I couldn't do that. I think much too fast for my mind to make those words. Oh god, look at the shading on top of her head. The hair looks so... I know, right? The shading is so good. So I am good at chess. I've just been robbed of my victory this whole time. Totally. Mutters, am I becoming overconfident as white because it has a first move advantage? Or perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a sub-optimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play illogically, then I need to correct it. Hey! Ah, what? Ooh, music change. How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to talk to you for a while now. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Why would I know who your dad is? Your dad? Linhart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. That's a pretty name. You're a mercenary. Oh, Linhardt is speaking with my mentor right now. Oh, you were going to call your mentor mom. Oh, buddy. Oh, I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. You hear Flinhart and Miss Tamora's voices getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. I've never seen them. A chessboard before? This is chess, right? Oh no, have you seen a chessboard before? Also, you called magic. You're... okay. Wait, you're 19 and a mercenary. I'm slightly concerned. Are you playing against someone? Yes, the invisible person on the other side. No. I am lonely. I play against myself. Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's strange. You feel a judgmental stare. Yeah, no, I feel it too. You and me both, buddy. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. What? This feels like it has double meaning. But I don't know what it would. That's... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyway, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Yes, please. Oh, you know how to play? Sure, I've read about this before. How innocent can one be? I knew it had double meaning. Haha. I'm starting to learn. I recognize when stuff is probably maybe meaning also another thing. Now what it exactly means I don't know yet, but at least I'm recognizing that there's double meaning in play. Progress. She's read about it. This table's so dusty. Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused. How do I arrange these things again? Oh, you haven't played before. She's gonna get wrecked. I wanna know that mission she's done. Hope she scores. This girl probably has some spicy politics. She's 19. For her sake, I hope she hasn't done anything too huge yet. Like, seems like I'm fine with her fighting stuff, but also 19 is very early to start a coup. Especially considering I don't think the dissidents are very, like, I know her father is a dissident, but 19 is very early to lead a bloody revolution. Like, maybe wait till she's 23? Part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Oh, come on, just play. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks. Aww. Yeah, you should wait until she's 20. Like, I don't think anyone is ready at any time for a bloody revolution. At least wait till they're somewhat more mature. 19 is too young to read a bloody revolution. Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Wait, 2? That can only happen if the other opponent makes a very specific other move. I know that because I've done it. Usually, the quickest way you can defeat an opponent is 3 moves. I might know a couple things about chess. That's what the government wants you to think. Wait, what? Already? That could only happen if you move your pawn a certain way, so he could... So basically the way that works is if he has white, or I suppose it doesn't have to be white, if she moves her pawn on her opposite of the queen side of her king forward, and he does the same to let his queen out, and then instead of protecting that area, she moves something else, so he can move his queen directly in line of sight. Or no, she has to move her other pawn, so she can't put anything in between. He has to move his queen so that her king is checkmate. And because she moved both pawns, she can't put a pawn in between, and if it's on the opposite side of the queen queen can't be moved in between to protect the king. How did you do that? By you playing really horrible, otherwise it would take 3. No one expects a 19-year-old with a nicotine tip pen as an assassin. True. You decide against telling her what the name of that maid was. Oh yeah, it has a name. I think it's the beginner or something. Rematch me, I want a do-over. Yeah, she's learning. Come on. Sure, why not? Teaching other people to play chess is the most fun part of chess. Unless if you have anything better to do. I forgot, what was the name in English? We only learned it in Dutch and it's been a while. Like I learned it when I was 10? 11? A very long time ago. Celeste brow furrows as she tries to decide on her next move. Always move your horses to prevent the beginner's checkmate. But she hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Look, you can't expect the beginner to be able to think 5 steps ahead to see what's gonna happen next. Here. She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. The problem is that it's reactive thinking, you need to have it there before the queen is in a position to attack. It should have stopped your assault on her king, but... Checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. I don't know enough about chess, I don't know enough about chess anymore to know the position of the chessboard, compared to the names of the things. I used to. We had classes in chess. Huna's a cute little chess. I'm not cute, and I only know because we had extra curriculum chess classes in elementary school, and I already liked chess before that, so I took to it quite well. And the best people were allowed to go to competition, which I lost at, of course, because I was a 11-year-old playing against like 17-year-olds at some point. The age range was quite wide. But I nearly got into the top 3 best checkmates category, or most inventive checkmates, because I checkmated someone with a horse and a pawn, and I was very proud of it. A horse, a pawn, and a bishop, I believe. It was a really, really complicated checkmate, but I did it. There's nothing more satisfying than checkmating someone with a pawn and a horse and some stuff. Like, who needs a queen or a tower? Pawns is all I need. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? By playing this game way too much. You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Linhart and Mr. Morris' discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. I mean, if you're checkmating her in like 10 moves, these games are not lasting very long, my guy. Unless she's thinking an exorbitant amount of time. For someone who's clearly never played before, she's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. And that's how you know someone has a feeling for chess. With the way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. The heck? How fast is this lady learning? Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. And apparently studying it too, because I've been playing it for a very long time. That doesn't mean I'm good. I've been playing it since I was like 7 or something. Because the chessboard that we had looks very pretty and I wanted to know how to use it. Flip, yeah, Luna, I don't understand the scope of that accomplishment, but it sounds big. She's definitely an experienced warrior. She or me? But yeah, it was just between, like, it was a very small local thingy, and I just managed to checkmate someone in a very complicated manner. Nah. I don't think I'd win against anyone now to play chess. How are you always one step ahead of me? I'm playing white. It's like you're reading my mind. Oh yeah, he's also cheating. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Look, you can't learn chess in a day, even though you supposedly have gone from knowing nothing to being able to defeat a ranked opponent, which I'm calling. No. Hello, Qbert. Luna is speckled. Nah, I'm not. Mr. Mora emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both look mentally exhausted. It looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad. Oh, hello, sweetie. Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides behind a smile. Aww. You wonder what their discussion was about? Dissident stuff? What's this? Some kind of game? Mr. Mora glances at the pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh damn, you're ranked playing against a complete beginner. Oh, you're a professional. Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, we're lawyers. No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually defense attorney. At 20, which is very impressive. An attorney? Attorney? A wordy? Luna can't speak. Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Aye, sorry for refusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing. But I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. Yeah, we're sensing she's sad. We're using our magic for that. Ignore the fact that she's also making a sad facial expression. That has nothing to do with our magic sense that she's in fact sad. You wonder what he meant by that. Probably that he doesn't want anything to do with their mage friends. Was Mr. Mora trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyway, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning. She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late. I guess you have a point. He's magical decapitated body. I conclude that they are dead. Yes, from the scuff marks on the floor and this... And the fact the chair was knocked over and how the food wasn't fully eaten, I conclude that there was a sudden brawl and someone must have died, he said, as the body laid on the floor, stabbed in the chest. They're a wizard. We have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay in until morning. We are technically a tavern. Not if we run anymore, but it's the least I can do after you came all this way. Oh, if it's not too much trouble, you might as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. That are hopefully washed and have not just been laying there for how many ever years the tavern was shut down. I'll go get the rooms ready. Aww. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get the rooms ready. For someone who doesn't like mages, that looks like a very magey picture, but, you know, who am I to say? You're left in the dining room with Mr. Mora. Also, that's a lot of candles for a place that isn't running anymore. And a lot of mugs. So I take it that negotiations didn't go well. He said, I don't know in what tone, but that's usually a bit confrontational. No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. She said about the man that looked really stubborn from the get-go, but honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Probably a bad experience. You know, just a hunch. Well, there is one way to find out. Asking him. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. I want to read people's minds. I don't care about personal privacy. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. I'm gonna find out what's under my eyelids. I'll tell you what I find next stream. Wait, under your eyelids? Are you okay? Privacy laws have not yet been invented. Yeah, just imagine if someone could read your thoughts. I feel... sorry. I feel like that is an invasion of privacy. Like a really, really strong invasion of privacy. Like, leave my thoughts alone. My thoughts about stupid things are mine and mine alone. I don't... Let me think about brownies. That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She has had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the eye of Horus. I don't think it would be a good thing if you could read your mentor's thoughts all the time. I think that would cause a very strained relationship. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamara. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. This feels like a dungeon. Why is this plated with metal? An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamara head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Which ones? Miss Tamara stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. Which, learning chess in such a short time, like, I don't know how long they were playing, but even if they were playing for like 6 hours, which I don't think they were, I think they were playing for 2 maybe at tops, maybe 3? Going from, I have no clue where to put the pieces, and being like taken out by a beginner's checkmate, to being able to supposedly probably face off against another ranked opponent, is an immense amount of growth. You don't learn chess that fast usually, unless you have been playing other strategic games before, and you're using the knowledge from those strategic games to carry over to chess. I mean, I'm going to bed like, oh, well, good night, sleep well. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you aren't that age. I'm 20? What has that to do anything with playing chess? Strategic games like real combat. No, no. No, it's not like that. Like, I'm very confused. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. I was pure. I was very confused. And you only ever want to play shogi against me. That's funny, because I was gonna mention shogi, that if people have played shogi, then usually that can transfer, or that skill can transfer to chess, and vice versa. And actually, at a convention a long time ago, at least I'm pretty sure it was shogi. I think it was shogi. There was a shogi setup that people could do, and like we had to read through the rules, and I played against my friends, and at some point I made a move that the person watching over said, like, you probably play chess, don't you? Because, I mean, of course, we all had difficulty, or both my friend and I had difficulty picking up, because there's a lot of rules. And he said that is a strategic move someone that has already been playing shogi or some other strategic game would make. Because I won with that. Because I was like, oh wait, these pieces move just like towers do. Shogi's a nice game. Yeah, I think I would like, or it would be fun to learn how to play it more, but I need to find someone to play against. Chess usually is a lot easier to find people to play against. A lot more people, at least where I live, know how to play chess. Because shogi is clearly superior. Don't bring that. Even if you're right. I mean, it's more balanced, I believe. And it's a good strategy for game. It's complete anarchy is what it is. No, it isn't. You just bring fallen pieces back. Like, it was shogi that I was playing, like some kind of necromancy. It is a different way of looking at battles. The pieces are replaceable. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. Don't you guys argue about how legitimate shogi and chess... They're 2 different strategic games that are very old, that reflect the mentality of the time about how it was taught about fighting, in a sense. You sternly look at each other, your positions already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help, but there are some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. Well, we are only 20, that's fair. But one day I'll tell you everything. Don't say that. That's going to get you stabbed in this game. You're going to die on me. Right, I'm sorry for prying. Don't say that and then die before you can tell me. I just want to show you that I'm ready to be an attorney. He said at 20. You're 20. You are. I know you are. I'm 20. I don't think I'm ready to be an attorney. I'm barely ready to be an adult. Or at least I was. I wasn't ready to be an adult at 20. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. Just eat something very light and look outside a lot. You'll be good. I have just turned 20. Oh, well, welcome to the adulting years, I suppose. I personally didn't feel any different from being like 18, 19, 20. I was like, okay, I'm out of my teenage years now, officially. And now people expect me to be an adult and I'm not ready. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you. And as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. What? You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. What? You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now. I sure hope we are. But some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. Uh-huh. What? Who's you? I don't like... You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. Who's you? Why were we glitching? What? Presence? Is that a warp? Why are we 40? No, are we psych? I don't know. I don't know what those words mean and I'm scared. She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you? Her mouth moved. Finally found. Who's you? Are you evil? Are you good? Oh, that's not a good face. I finally found you, Heavensborn. Nope, that's not a good face. You're jolted by the wake. Yeah, I would be too. That's not a good face. Run. I am. I'm scared. I don't like. That's not a good face. That's not. No. You can't exactly remember what the woman said to you. But whatever her words were, they sent the piercing chill down your spine. I think it was just her face. Just no. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. Uh-huh. Calm down, it was just a dream. We're in a world of magic, it's never just a dream. At least, that's what you try to tell yourself. Mm-hmm. Please, just let me explain. Uh-oh. I don't want to hear it. You hear the voice of Celeste and Floonheart ring out from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? I want you out of my house. Now. Out! Uh-oh. A dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. What was that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. And as you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smiles appears in your mind. Damn it. You slowly make your way out of your room. But the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who was slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. No, I think he's angry. Sorry, I just heard... Right, I forgot you two were... His words trail off. Is everything okay? Okay, sad and anguish? Sorry, I'm just going to... You awkwardly shimmy past Linhardt to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. It's mad. He's mad. You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly though, it's hard to tell how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? The merchant you spoke with before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy. She's Flintheart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? What do you want with that bastard? That damn mage. What? What? Those two probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back into his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. People do not like mages. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. Oh no, buddy. The innkeeper is a mage. I think Celeste is a mage. Because the innkeeper says make arcane art none, but for Celeste it said arcane art transmutation. I see your temper is as short as ever, Flintheart. Oh no, it's him. You saw him in the pre-roll thing. You? Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Look so. He's a mage. What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? Oh, buddy, if you had some lights. I love how don't be too hard on the art team, but the fact that the candles are lit. They can only make so many backgrounds. You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. I don't think he's happy about that. Too much support for my family's liking. He's not very happy about it at all. Also, look at that hair. And what? He came all this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family. Ha! Your word is as good as a dirty lick of your King Olivier's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Flintheart, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one time. Buddy, no. If you were once friends, buddy, no. Friends? Friends! I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Don't say that. Get out of my house. Uh-oh. I don't have time for your nonsense. Oh, no, 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 no. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. No. You sure said a lot of convenient death flag, yeah? God. Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. You're the one who murdered him, I think. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? You're the one who murdered him. Stretch check. Stretchy stretch. Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? I just killed Lord. What did you... Short face. You killed him. Complimentary, dear Watson. Yes, very well observed. Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. Are you going tonight, Luna? We're witnessing a murder, and I'm worried. But I'm doing well. I've been very excited to play this game. The gym that you're after, it looks different. Oh, I have different emotional states. I'm playing Attorney of the Arcane. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. And now you're complicit. Is he seriously framing the daughter of the guy he killed? He seriously is framing the daughter of the guy he killed. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do now? She's sad. No kidding. You hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh! As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Oh no kidding, she's sad? Yeah. Is everything okay? No, it ain't. Her dad yelled at her to get out. It's nothing, it was just an argument. Okay, scared and sad. But from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. You suppose that's none of your business, you decide not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now, you should head back. What about you? I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. You know that you should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can't talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Mr. Mora and I get into fights too. But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk it through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, she is having a lot of mixed emotions right now. You're right, let's go back. Oh no. Oh no, they don't know her dad has just been murdered. What? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern, but it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Yeah, the cops got called, someone died, it's her dad. Is that the Inquisition? Nobody expects the Inquisition. What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. What? No. No! I can't scream like she's supposedly screaming. Like, I can't put that much emotion behind it. She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Oh no, kiddo. No, don't do that to yourself. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. Well, yeah, she saw her dad dead. She drops to the ground in tears. This music is a little too groovy for this, but... Oh, who's you? There she is. She's a crying girl on the ground, and you're seriously suspecting her. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Dude! Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. And I'm sure the Inquisition sees this crying girl and goes, she did the murder, no double doubts about it, exactly. Because they're all jerks. He looks cool though, I do like his getup. It's like a magic detective. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. She's a 19-year-old girl. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyron! Mr. Mora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Mr. Mora! Bah, I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Demora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Bernard McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? They hear wanted and they automatically assume she killed her own dad. Yeah, I would like to save my progress. I think we need to try and read through these a little faster if we want to get to the actual attorney part, but reading takes time. You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Demora, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder. And due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to the trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Because she has magic. Could she be a mage? I guess he can't read the little blurb that says magic. Oh, they all have the cool cloak. Oh, well, it makes sense. I guess it's uniform. This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. Anyways, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial's in an hour. How has she not been processed yet? Ah, yes. Bureaucracy. I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. No, you don't. You don't need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie. So you're really planning on defending her? Yes. Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I'll do it for free. I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. Ah, yes, corruption. Yeah. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's runestone, Lou. A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. So this is a camera. But also... it is sort of a badge. Nice. Double function. Looks fancy. This is... an attorney's runestone. If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. Oh, happy music. You begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. Don't cry, Hubert. Let the boy cry. Sorry. Let him show his emotions. Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Oh, of course not. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. Ah, corruption. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. Oh, great. Damn it, you knew that they tried to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. What is with all this noise? You're that knight from the tavern. That's Commander Oren White to you, kid. Occupation Knight. Oren White. I mean... why must you be a jerk? Because I like your character design, you're cool. Also, you're quite old. I had a feeling Tamara would be sniffing around this case. But I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says that he wants to talk to the mage. And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? Oh hey, it's reasonable. Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment. The hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Aww. He has some morals. He's the one not corrupted guy, you can like him. Well, I mean, he's at least a lot less corrupt. Let him through, you idiot. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm liking him a little. He might not be the best. That's the vibe he's giving. Yeah, I guess he's not corrupt, but I still don't think he likes mages much. The knight leads you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. Actually, why would you keep mages there? That seems like a bad idea if you want to keep them not doing anything. Unless they aren't actually dangerous at all. In which case, that would track. He follows the rules, but he isn't corrupt himself. I hope you're right, because I want to like him. Because I like his character design. All of the bad emotions. Scared, sad, and angry. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. You've never felt this much concentrated despair before. This music is too groovy for this situation, but I do appreciate it taking the edge off. Oh, it's you! Aw, she's happy to see me. Celeste is lying down on the cold floor of one of the dungeon cells, but she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Mr. Mora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? Oh. Oh. And why are they blaming me for it? Oh. I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Well, it's time to harvest some organs. In this game or in Grimworld. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Okay. Thomas. In the game. Okay, she looked angry, but she seems scared. There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yeah, sure. It's in the game. For legal reasons, it's in the game. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Julene and Flintheart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. Where's the mum? Wait, is the mum still in the picture? Did she lose both her parents? Are you an orphan now? It would probably be best not to push the matter further. Anyways, you were probably arrested because you're a mage. What? The crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Ah, yes, because people can't just come in, do a crime, and then leave. Is that seriously the only reason? Yes. I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. People can't move. Is she adopted? I think she's adopted. That's not possible. Sorry, I had to leave my friend call. Okay, well, I think we're almost at the actual trail. I don't know, actually. Reading it all, it would be a lot quicker if I didn't read it, but I don't want to just go speed through it. Celeste, your case is being pushed to the trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything. Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her? If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right, I forgot that you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing. But they're part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless. Oh. Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. You have a habit of saying that. You got that from a book, didn't you? No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. Everything is happening so fast, it feels unreal. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste. Oh, we're in the courtroom. A courtroom? I'm in a real courtroom. Don't get cold feet now, guy. You... Just get through this. Also, your suit is very fancy. We have a very fancy suit. Is that the main character? Yep, that's us. Actually, entering the courtroom took a lot of wind out of your sails. Oh no, buddy. You've never been here as an attorney before. That is... You're taking... Your first case is a murder case. You've only ever acted as Mr. Mora's assistant. At least you've been in a place before. You look... You're 18! What is with all these people being so young and being attorneys? It usually takes a bit to learn that. Also, look at that hair. That's very nicely drawn. This game reminds me of a murder mystery type of game. Well, it's based on Ace Attorney, which I guess in a way has some murder mystery. It's another game from the people behind Ace Attorney. Wait, it's the same people? I knew it was based on it, like a spiritual successor sort of thing. The woman at the prosecution bench is glaring at you. Is it? Oh, I don't think it is from the same people, but it is definitely inspired by it. That was one of their selling points, that it is like a, well, maybe not a spiritual successor, but like a homage to it. It's like that type of gameplay, but in a different setting, and I think, at least from what I'm seeing, quite a different way of doing your deductions. Also push-ups. One moment. Okay. Push-ups done. Also, I like her cape weight shape. The art is good. Mr. Mora mentioned her before. She went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arias Fuelwind? Oh no. Why is the background noise so repetitive? I don't think we're supposed to hold in the screen so long. You can feel the coldness in her glare burrowing into you. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Because it's working. Why are you looking up? Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Or trial, sorry. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is ready, Your Honor. God is judging him. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready. I know you're 18, but leave the smack talk out of the courtroom. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. Oh, we have magic screens. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did she just say mercenary? Okay, he can't see the thing. Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family tavern was shut down, and I decided stabbing people was the best way. Oh no, now this isn't really good for your case. Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you choose. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of arcane arts. I see, so there was magic involved. No kidding. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. Hey Luna, guess what? What? The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Then, after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade, fatal wounds show heavy traces of transmutation magic. Slash sword. The alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. So she was his daughter. You're looking very cute in the yeah. Thank you, but nah. Why are these androids so damn expensive? I don't know. High-tech technology? I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orin White to the stand. Rude. No. No. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name is Oren White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Oren, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? Yeah. Witness testimony, okay. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. Their argument must have turned ugly, because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Sword isn't magic. Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon. No. Mr. Kubert, you may begin your cross-examination. No, it's not. It's not. Keep calm. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. Don't get cold feet now. Let me tell you, it's more than... They're just making assumptions. They are. And also, they're making the assumption that it's a magic sword, but it isn't a magic sword, and we know that. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. This isn't the time to get cold feet, Kubert. Get a hold of yourself, Mr. Kubert. I mean, I get this is your first ever gig as an attorney. And you're 20, and I can't blame you for stage fright, but... Hi, a fellow Dutchie? A fellow Dutchie. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yes, this non-magic sword is definitely magic. Hey, what are you doing? Yes, snap him out of it. This is the part where you say something, right? She right. Come on. Get a hold of yourself, Kubert. I'm sorry. I don't... Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Oh no. This isn't the time for an anxiety attack. I mean, it's never a good time for an anxiety attack. But with someone's life on the line, I mean, I get it. But also... Are you hyperventilating? Not the right time for an anxiety attack. What a disappointment. Give the guy a break. Give him a moment to gather his thoughts. Come on, you can do this. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamora today. But it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Rude. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yep, this case is pretty open and shut. Come on, buddy. No, wait. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyron. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What? But that means... Wait, who's Frey? Are they going to execute her? No, not again. Aren't you seriously going to let that happen again? Tyron? Tyron! Celeste grabs your shoulder and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. I mean, I guess, considering she's seen battle, I guess she knows what it feels like to have overwhelming anxiety in the face of potential death, even if it's not her own. Definitely based on Ace Attorney. People are stupid and prideful. Yes, it's based on Ace Attorney. They're going for the same sort of vibes. Objection, Luna's cute. No, objection overruled. I'm not. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to... Stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do it, the same way you play chess. Oh. What? I don't know. You were just so calm and focused when we were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? That doesn't make any sense, and yet... Take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. Overruling, overruled. Close. No, I'm the one who does the overruling, and I overrule your overrule. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well. Overruled? No, denied. You can't overrule me. There we go. Thank God that works. Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradiction evidence and prove that his testimony is false. I can and I will. No. No. Nuh-uh. There we go. Cross-examinations. You're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and find a statement that contradicts a clue or a spell or a profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. Okay, so I'm gonna save. Can I save here? Can I? That is there. So, in Ace Attorney, I'm used to pressing every statement because I like all the things. I don't know if they'll allow me to do this, so we'll see. And what time exactly did you get this call, and who discovered the body? The call came in at 1:25 AM, and for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito. It's not unusual for a witness to stay anonymous, it's well within their right. But this would be a lot easier if you could question the witness directly. What happened when you arrived, Commander? We arrived on the scene when we found Flint McCoy dead on the floor, the defendant's sword still inside of him. How did you know that the sword was my client's? Her sword is made out of some kind of special alloy. I think was forged out of country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. So then it wouldn't make sense for her to leave her sword that she showed off in the body, but sure. But even if the sword belongs to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yes, not suspicious at all. Yeah, hey guys, I found a body and I definitely didn't murder them. I think it's their beloved daughter. Yeah, well. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. I know what statement to present on, but I like hearing all the things. How did they know it was my client and not the victim that were arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard them too. Every witness we talked to knew it was them. Well... Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. Well, they've got you there. Their argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Gonna press on this too. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime? The tavern has been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamara were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. Well, it's given that Miss Tamara didn't do this, and it'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene. It was me! But you can't help but feel there's something off about what he just said. You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make this easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. You just need to compare every statement. Yeah, I know what to do. I know what to do. I just wanted to... I know what to do, game. I know what to present. Because the sword is not magic. Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Ah yes, the defense is defending the accused. How strange. Yes, I know, right? Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal wound has heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave heavy traces of magic on the body? What? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Have you guys never heard of a cover-up? Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterwards. The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damned mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic. That may be Commander, but why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. No, if anything, the series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim, and then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. We have never seen anyone framed after we immediately convict people without a fair trial. No, he's just stating... I mean, we are kind of assuming things. But wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. That defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. The spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. Witness, please change the font. So her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? No, I left it at the tavern after... Well, you know. If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. The commander's testimony was a little vaguer this time. If you can't press his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him. So now we actually learn how to press. During cross-examination, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to your testimony. Okay. Mage Blade, press. Mage Blade. It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor. You didn't realize that she led such a lethal lifestyle. But anyways, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion after all. That theory is a little far-fetched. But you'll need hard evidence if you want to disprove it. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. Why would she go through the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? That is not going anywhere. We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that magic was present at the crime. You have any evidence of the contrary? You don't yet. The spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it. Already way ahead of you. Oh, I don't like his smirk. We had our people scan the crime scene, and we found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said. Ah, shoot. Oh. If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh, why was the picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. The entire case is open and shut. Crime scene picture has been added to your notes. You've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the body is someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. How can we tell? But this shape is a little weird, isn't it? What? I don't know what the magic traces is supposed to be. Maybe it's there? Uh-oh, she realized something. What was that just now? The hexagons. Oh. Can I see? I think I know what I need to do, but I need to... Oh, the hexagons, I see. Meow, which this sounds like Ace Attorney. It's sort of inspired by Ace Attorney. And yeah, that's a funky shape. So this is the sword. I know what's wrong. The sword is stamped on this side, but the... Wait, no, or is it stamped like this? It's hard to see with all the overlays. Stabbed from behind with a magical blade. But in the photo, she killed and stabbed to the front. But that's not accurate. She's supposed to be stabbed from behind. Ah, dead. I'm sorry, Commander White. But it seems that you've presented another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah? And what's that? You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front? Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in that picture. So where's your contradiction? That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says that he died from a stab wound from behind. What?
Objection!
Orem, you were supposed to release everything that you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? I mean, she has a right to be angry about that. That kind of doesn't help her case. There was no need. I like the shading on this, but also all the evidence needs to be shared to both sides. That's how law works. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. Your bias is showing. There was no need to present crucial evidence. Yeah. I like him less now. Murmurs ring out across the gallery. It didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was. They wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Kubert, what's the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. But this photo clearly shows that the sword entered from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that? Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
Objection!
It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Kubert. But you still got on ahead of yourself. How so? Really, Miss Stillwin? I believe that Mr. Kubert has adequately cast doubt on your case. Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Kubert. If your client didn't kill Flintheart McCoy, then who did it? That is not... I don't need to I mean, I guess that is how it works in Ace Attorney. And makes sense that this game would follow too, but that's not how it works in real life. I only need to prove that my client didn't do it. The Ace Attorney logic, yeah. How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. It's okay being quiet. Can only read so many things at once. But one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And yes, people cannot move. Travel is something that doesn't exist. Someone couldn't have just stopped by and left. Mages can't travel, that's not a possibility. And that mage is your client. Evidence has to be shared with both sides is generally a problem in these lawyer games. Yeah, but I mean, they need some way of creating tenseness and surprise. What? And I mean, the in-story explanation of corruption does make it logic that, like, make it make sense that it wouldn't be. Although I don't know how that part of the law works in Japan. Neither do I. But this is based on Ace Attorney more than actual, like, older law systems. The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. That's circumstantial evidence at best. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there that you guys know of. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. Again, arguments happen, circumstantial at best. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. I see, that certainly does change, but no, it doesn't. I can't say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. I guess you guys don't work with beyond a reasonable doubt, huh? Ah yes, logging. Hello, Sil. Damn it, you almost had them. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. Okay, he's at least not going to pass a verdict right now. We'll give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. No, I'm not cute. Guilty until proven innocent, and another is proven guilty. Yep, the law game's logic. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Ah, yes, game logic, where trials only take a couple days, instead of several years. We must let her be free. Hello, Hubert. As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you are greeted by Miss Tamora. Miss Tamora? You're here? You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that you meant yourself all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Spell Compendium. Added to my notes. Mage Blade. Ooh, we get to see the spells. Mage Blade has been added to your notes. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. Incantation Arcane. Gesture none. Duration 1 minute. Concentration yes. Interesting. Digital, if you want to fake evidence so badly next time, you better be better at it. So we don't have to meet again. My spell compendium? I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So this is your spell compendium. And it only has one spell. Mage Blade. This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else. Yeah, she's 18, she must be really good if she can be in the stands. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? You can still remember her rippling glare. It gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but it was also her first trial. What? Really? I thought that her inexperience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? She don't know, and neither do I. The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right. Now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. Namely about the argument you had with your father. Oh. You see the bailiffs staring daggers at Celeste. It looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flinnard may have struck a nerve. No, you don't think. I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there are still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. What? Ah, yes. Missed. Oh, there's a mood system that you can affect? I don't know yet. I think we can read other people's thoughts and emotions, but it hasn't been explained yet. At least not in detail. It's called the Eye of Horus, that's all we've gathered so far. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. Time to play detective, even though we're an attorney. Oh no. You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. With that circle, you could magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. Nice. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. Playing detective is fun. It is. What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. It looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. Groovy music. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. Can I ask some questions? I was wondering if you could ask some questions about the case. Ha, as if I'd help the likes of you. I saw your boss, who your boss is, and I know what you're up to. I would probably send you here to call me. What? I'm just looking for some information. What are you doing here? Your job. A likely story. He was cooperative before, when he let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry at you that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you'll need to persuade him through an argument, okay? It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orem or present items to him to build a psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, thing, you'll receive more information during any arguments against him. Okay, so I need to present stuff. Look, I got a badge. What do you think about this? I don't know what you expect me to say. Okay, that one isn't not much to say. Okay. Sword. Mage's sword is strange. Really is strange. It's almost a shame that we had to confiscate it. Is it really that abnormal? It's definitely not like any kind of sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms. Okay, maybe... Oh, okay, we don't have to figure out where something is. We just get a thing when we hover. Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. Oh, those things. I see. Okay. Did last one. There's a modern-looking lamp mounted on the wall. Lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this. They're racist against magic. They are. Bah, artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines too. I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyways, look where artificery got these funks. Arcane power cell broke, and you haven't had power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat a good old oil and flame. Broken power cell. The McCoy Inn is outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane power cell has been broken for weeks and the lamps can't be turned on. Okay. Magic electricity is down. So that's the candle reason. It's a painting of a mage and there's some text on it. Why would there be a mage painting? Also, look at the magics. Sumala Daklian, a legendary practitioner of arcane arts. He mysteriously disappeared one day. Why would he have a mage painting if he hates mages? It's rumored that he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglian quickly lost control of its magic. Oh, okay. It's a painting of a mage doing something stupid. That tracks. His body was never found, Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident, but if that's true, where did he end up? Ooh, foreshadowing. Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might be explain why Finland keeps it in his tower. It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. And then even like, politician of the Pendantic. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nation west of here. The Mage Council wants you. I heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election outgoing there. An election? Was Linhart studying democracies for his little revolution? Oh yeah, we're not in a democracy, we're in a monarchy. There's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Nothing seems out of place here. Okay. Well, there's a broken bottle on the floor. It's scattered close to the chalk outline of the body. The label has the words Lotus Juice on it. I've never heard of that brand before. It must be foreign. I think we looked through all the clues here. Oh, there's a little pointy. How do I... Okay, if I right click it shows up, but... Oh, back? There, I see. Okay, I can go to the upstairs. Let's just look at some things and then talk to them. People keep seeing you here. They're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All I have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. That is not how this works. While heading upstairs, she spotted the Oh, she wasn't talking to me. She spotted the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument. Enough. I will do as I see fit. It's you. It's him. Actual murderer. So what's your country's government structure? Corruption. You may be Steelwind. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land. Gasp. He saw me. Whilst I was loudly arguing with this other person. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're that defense attorney from the trial. Keep saying it wrong. I am. I'm sorry, but who... Ah, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. A murder jerk. Appropriate music. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial. As misguided as it may be. Jerk. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty? It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and nobility alone. Jerk. It's a symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. Jerk. And now that bastard child has tainted that symbol in the public eye. I think you guys did more than enough work for that on your own. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all of this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. Ah, yes, because it's not corrupt at the moment. Not at all. So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent? Jerk. What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? Well, hopefully the real murderer will be found. Cute angry face I didn't see before. Well, I don't have a lot of reasons to be angry usually. All the public will see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. Ah, yes. Great evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Ah, yeah, so just execute someone. Falsely, that's the solution. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. Yeah, I wonder why. Let's execute an innocent so people don't think we're corrupt. Exactly. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom? Jerk. That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. People wonder why the aristocracy is not liked. No, she didn't seem to like that. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. Hey, you have some sense of morals. Fine, good to see, considering you work as a in law, yeah. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion. She got the basic moral compass. She has standards. Rejoice. She's still going to probably try and fight as well as she can, but that makes sense why she would be unhappy with not all the evidence being presented. Aside from ruining her case, it also is against her personal belief system. She's very edgelord. She is very edgelord, and we love her for that. Then why are you working against my client? Any justice system needs both defense attorneys and prosecutors. Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It's her or some other prosecutor, buddy. It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals. I like her, just as I will fight for mine. I respect her more now. It's hard to get a read on that woman. I like her conviction. There's a door at the end of the hallway. It looks like it has seen some use recently. You tried to open the door, but it seems to be locked. Perhaps someone might have a key to open it. Okay. Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Demora use, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. There are some candles lighting up the hallway. They look like they used to be part of the old architecture. Okay. Okay, so we got the candles. Okay, so we observed the candles and we observed the doors. We can also go to the barracks, you see, to ask some questions, but let's go maybe see if we can... Thoughts on your bottle? I wonder this lotus juice is. Definitely not a drink I've heard of. Must be some kind of important brand. Okay. What is your thoughts on the compendium? Never seen the real spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly which spells a mage can cast. How do they... I guess it... You can probably guess, but the Inquisition uses these things all the time. Right, having that information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. I love that I can just launch pollution at other people's faces. What game are you playing? Oh wait, Rimworld, of course. Yeah, she's very much in favor of acting according to the truth. She just believes in a different truth than our protagonist. Yeah, but that's... I mean, from her perspective, with the evidence, it does seem like this girl, would have murdered her father. She's just not using the emotional argument of, well, why would a daughter murder her father? This pollution seems to be a bit more of a you problem. Place has been without power for a week. I wonder if there's any information I can infer from that. Well, the fact that it must have been really dark during the flipping stuff. They've been using candles to keep the place lit. This is exactly why you can't rely on magic. You don't like magic. We know you don't like magic. Also, the report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. Why is that? I'm not sure about the details, but the autopsy is performed by a mage who studies divination. I doubt you'd like that. Dramatic gives us details about how someone dies, but there's always a few blind spots. Blind spots? Like what? Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around with the body after death, the report becomes muddled. Divination magic can't tell what happens to a body, but not in what order and at what times. Oh, that's good to know. Ah, issue, not an ish me. It's an issue, but not an ish me. That's clever. Okay, divination magic can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order and at what times. But someone definitely stabbed Flintheart's body with less sword. If what he's saying is true, it will be that much harder to figure out what kind of weapon originally killed him. So he was stabbed, and that's definitely going to come up later, I feel. That the autopsy can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order. What do you think about this? Okay, he doesn't have anything to say. So we checked the compendium, the thing, the that. So we checked all the stuff. Can I... Okay, I can present this. He doesn't have anything to say about that. And I can present people. What do you think about me? I never knew Tamora had a kid. Why have I never seen you before? I tend to stay inside a lot. As a child, you couldn't control the eye of Horus that well. Hearing the myriad of thoughts from a large crowd tended to be overwhelming for you. I've only ever seen her as a ruthless lawyer. It's hard to imagine a woman like that taking care of a kid. Well, she was just as ruthless as a guardian. Oh no. Okay, your thoughts on her. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tamora? Miss Tamora. What are you, her lackey or something? No, actually, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. She's my legal guardian. Do you think I have a choice? I mean, I guess I'm 20 now, but do you think I have a choice? Horus, flipping Horus, an exceptionally calm blood age. This is about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tamora. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manners of legal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. Ah, yes, framing. Our totally not corrupt system. It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of nobility. She's not evil. She's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Oh, did get psychological profile. Okay, what do you think about him? No thoughts. Okay. I've never expected a girl like that to be mercenary. But I would have also never expected her to be a murderer either. She's not a murderer, and I'll prove it at that trial tomorrow. Yeah, whatever you say, kid. What do you think about you? Okay, no, that doesn't work. Okay. How about her? I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. Pain in my ass is what she is. A damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job while you didn't do it very well, so... I honestly have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. She's a mage from a noble house, isn't she? She must be a pretty powerful mage. Ha, powerful is an understatement. Any one of the Steelwinds could turn this entire town into a glass crater. Thanks. Talk about people being born with just a nuclear bomb in their flipping back pocket. What? There's no way that's true. Right? You must not like him at all. What do you think about this? Oh. Okay. Well, we don't have our thing built, so let's go and talk to her. You return to the dungeons to speak with Celeste, but when you check the cell that she was being kept in, you see that it's empty. The Inquisition must be questioning her. It should come back later. Okay. Lit torches are hanging from the wall of the cell. It seems a bit irresponsible to put a potentially harmful item in here with the prisoners. But they don't care about that. But perhaps the Inquisition doesn't care about it. The cell has barred windows. Even if a prisoner somehow broke through the bars, there's a 3-story drop to freedom. That seems very cold. There's only one locked door that leads into the cell, and it seems to be locked by some kind of magical mechanism. Okay. Guess we can go to the courthouse. Oh, Qbert, you're back already. Sorry, I guess I'm just a little lost about where to go next. Well, I suppose I can give you some guidance this time. Ah, yes. I mean, we'll be charitable and not completely throw this guy into the deep end for his first case. Assistant, sometimes it helps to speak with someone about the investigation. One character will almost always be able to assist you. You can speak with them about the investigation or ask them where to go next. Right now, Ruby Tamora is assisting you, but who knows? Maybe someone else might help you in the future. Okay. Do I need to use your assistance to get further, or is this just if I get stuck? Because the thing is that I don't have anything new to present to the other guy, but I think I should be able to build up a psychological profile. Let's just... You haven't really found anything, have you? Sorry, I just thought I'd check with you first. Can always hold your hand, Hubert. Need to move to the crime scene. Okay. Thoughts on him. Don't waste my time. You have to say anything about anyone? I don't think she has anything to say about anyone. Okay. Get a badge. Okay, I don't think this is gonna help me. Next lead. Gone anywhere. Privacy. I have. Did I miss something here? Oh, no, that has already been... No, I have investigated all the things. Oh. So what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? You're trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Look at the swoop of his hair. Do crimes like this happen often? I asked a group of children have arrived at the No, were you gonna say organ donors? No. I know this is Rimworld, but... Dang. Nah, maybe once in the blue moon. It makes sense, most mages aren't in the nobility after all. And they just get away with their crimes. Was gonna say organs. I knew you were gonna say organs. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. Really now. You must have an easy job then. You got that right. The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's messes. Okay, that's his thought. Donations are optional or collections. Oh no. He doesn't seem that happy about that. Okay. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to deny it. And if you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. Then you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. You know, he has a point. Most people don't walk around with a lethal weapon on them. Or at least you can sort out prevent that. But a mage with just magic and just... Yeah. And don't get me started on mage blight. If someone noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. Oh, yikes. I don't know if this is going too far. But why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Why join the thing regulating mages if you hate mages? Considering the fact that, not my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug. Sorry, didn't mean to insinuate. Nope, you have the right of it. Oh. Anytime a noble's involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Someone could walk around with a gun, say some words, and a boom, 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 dead bodies. Yeah, only, I guess, in this case, some people are just born with a gun attached to them. So mages aren't that special. I don't think there's gun in this game. Also, hello, Evil Nala. Welcome to the stream. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. You can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. Or at least, they were before your boss showed up. They deserve a legal... Your boss? Does he have something against Mr. or no? Profile's complete. Okay, we're going to... save. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Mr. Mora? Huh, Mr. Mora. Lucky. Okay, we already got this from the profile. Yeah, bad stuff. Commander White seems unusually hostile towards you. And you have a feeling that it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you can clear up this man's understanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Oh, you forget you greeted me 20 minutes ago, like when you were in the car room. Yeah, I do forget. I'm sorry. The owl has a very short-term memory and is using all the intelligence points to be smart in the game. All my points of memory are in the game. My bad. Yes, we're gonna argue with him. Ooh, look our fancy argument things. Alright, I'm just going to come out and say it. You have a problem with me, Commander White. Psychological profile. Commander White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. He seems to have a grudge against Ruby Tamora and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks. Okay. He should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you? Okay, he thinks Ruby Tamora is a crook lawyer. Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Elocutions and arguments. Arguments are not always faulty using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute to convince your opponent that the claim— I don't know what that means. The claim is wrong. When prompted for an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. The games do take up a lot of brain. Damn it, only one of the organs back. Oh no! Okay, he's saying Ruby Tamora is a crooked lawyer. But he seems to have a grudge against and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against a personal attack. Okay. Regardless of what I had done, I'm the one heading this case. Personal attacks. Okay, deflect. I'm the one heading this case. And the problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me. You guys have brain RAM? Yes, my brain RAM is very limited. That still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crook. I'll bet you're just the same. The successor of the devil of defense attorneys. Rude! Okay, defense. He'll respect me if I defend myself, so that's a personal attack. I'm not her. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. I'm not Ruby Tamora. It doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Only I knew a way to upgrade brain RAM, maybe even a better CPU. Yes, same. If only. Right response. Look, kid, I'd like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen here do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. That's fair. And I'm told by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. You have no proof that she's a crook, and you sure don't have proof that I'm— okay, no. Nothing that I've done that's given you any reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? I think rationalize. Because Don would defend her, he doesn't like that. And he will respect me if I defend myself against personal attacks. This isn't a personal attack. This is the— okay, rationalize, I guess, maybe? CPU, that'd be like the thalamus brain processing unit. Autism wasn't good enough upgrade from— oh. Her way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing that she told me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? Aha! I did it. Perfect argument. You just want some info, right? Yes, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this. You successfully persuaded Orin White. Let's do it. Savey save, just in case we don't have to repeat that. Running goes without saying, but I don't believe the sword is the murder weapon. Right. I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? But let's say that the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Ah, he knows. Reasonable deduction. Do you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. He has 4 brain cells? No, I think he has a little more than that. Hello, Mara. Lunch. Oh no! Ate part of the Jupiter. I think it's Jupiter. I'm using all my brain points for the game. Or they hid it in plain sight. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Oh shit, I did that. I already got an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taking over the entire investigation. Wait, does she have the authority to do that? Normally, she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. That doesn't seem good for me. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my men draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it'll do you. No, that's good. I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. I think we read that about her. Pain of my ass. Yada yada, yeah, we read that before. Hey, you okay? Got fine all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What can we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Killer attacked Flintheart. Didn't move. Flintheart didn't move after the murder. No, Flintheart didn't move after the murder. What can we tell about how Flintheart died? Flintheart didn't move after the murder. No, there was no blood trail where Flintheart's body is. The lack of a blood trail tells us something important. Oh, wait. Namely where Flintheart was doing the murder. Did I accidentally move it? This is me. Flintheart didn't move after... Yeah. Did I accidentally move it? Or is it... Hold up. During, perhaps? Maybe I accidentally moved it the last moment, because it was on another thing. No, okay, no. Okay, during. Flintheart died when he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report, which says that he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over. Okay. There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? I doubt it means anything, but shattered bottle's right next to the body. Flintheart dropped the bottle during the attack, I assume. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that, we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. Okay. What's strange about one bottle though? It may seem like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. There's also the fact that the artificery lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Aura? No, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. He thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness. Tell me further about the state of the crime scene. So they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights. Okay, the crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Broken power cell has been updated. The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Shock, for some reason. Kid, or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned though? Was he distracted by something? Kid! What? What was that all about? Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts. Out loud. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. Right. Oh wait, did I say it all out loud? Anyways, you think you found everything you can see here. You should move somewhere else. Okay. Thank you, game. Probably here. Ambience despair and air fills your mind like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice in blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in a corner. As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Oh, hi, Mr. Cubert. There's no need to address me so formally, just call me Tyrone. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. Oh. Poor girl, must have been questioned a lot already. I'm so sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great, but it was only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened. But still, I don't understand though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger around for 48 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? I did. I cast it when I trained during the morning. That explains why there was a trace on the sword at least. Did the trace in my sword leave the magical trace in my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. Oh, interesting. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made. Good to know. Really? What does that mean then? That unless the sword was at that moment magically enchanted, it wouldn't have left a trace. Whatever killed your father had the transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence. Can't believe this. Could you tell me more about your father? Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until what? Does this have something to do with the argument that they had? Probably. I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you even mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family. Why even learn magic in the first place? I was wondering, has anyone asked what would happen if the mage tried to teleport when he was stabbed? I don't know if teleportation works like that in this world. We know it exists because we have teleportation circles, but it might need like a full-on circle to set up. I don't think teleportation plays a role in this case, but they are assuming she's the mage and she only has one magic spell, and that's to enchant her blade. If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. Okay, so she became a mercenary to support her family and used her magic to basically be paid more. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me that I'd betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how he must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. No, he didn't. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyways. He showed me so much love and I just threw it all away. No. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me. And he died here. Oh, no. No. The poor... No. You feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought. So, there's a locked door in the tavern. It's the very end of the hallway upstairs. The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just want to investigate it to make sure. A locked room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. Do you know how I could get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. She just told you it was her room. You feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's that look for? People generally don't like you snooping around in their rooms. I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. I mean, it's kind of weird having to investigate someone else's room. Sorry, you're right. I don't... Here, you can use the key to get inside. I wouldn't want someone snooping around my room. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna be, like, on trial and I need to move my innocence, but still, my room has nothing to do with it. But I guess if the opposition went in there and they don't share their information, I guess my own guy will need to be in there to know what's there. Do you know what this is? Oh. Never mind, I can't. A lawyer would be a perfect cover for a stalker. Only in this world. Only in Ace Attorney. You like it? It's a souvenir I got while I was traveling in the Eastern Kingdom. So it was from the Eastern Kingdoms. Why's my doctor so bad? Wait, you've been to the Eastern Kingdoms? I thought Windguard had a strict policy preventing people from crossing the border. Well, I didn't exactly enter legally. Don't say that too loud. I had them try to remove her liver and they destroyed the heart. Yeah, you need to have a very good doctor. Now I can't harvest anything. Yeah, no, because they're dead. You need to have a very, very good doctor to do organ transplants. And you also want to have as good as a room and as good as a bed as possible. And they still will occasionally mess up. Also, better medicine helps. They have 12 medical. Yeah, that's decent. It's just... There's always a chance, even if you have a level 20 doctor, that they'll still mess up. They are my best doctor. It's just... Yeah. There's sometimes, for myself, I save before I know I'm gonna do an important doctor thing, because the game will sometimes just mess with you and just murder a pawn outright, even though they shouldn't happen. They also mess up with the peg leg removal. Yeah... It really sucks because they destroy the components they use. That's because you have like a fancy artificer leg. Well, screw you. You rolled once and now it's gone. He quickly glanced at the guard, so he doesn't seem to be listening. Please don't make a habit of telling people that. You're in industrial oasis. Yeah. No, as your lawyer, I'm telling you, do not. Okay. He doesn't want to remind her of her father's death, but I can ask about this. Didn't expect to find artificery in a village like yours. Yeah, I bought it for my family to make their lives easier. But I think it just made things more complicated. Yeah, without an arcane power cell, those lights aren't very useful. Aww. Can't ask about this. Probably can't ask about the autopsy. Can you tell me more about your spell? Spell magically sharpens sword. You even need to use a spell like that. Well, this does. Not just for plate armor. I can cut through all kinds of things with it. trees, boulders, ballista, fortified gates. It cuts through most of those things like butter. Start to wonder what kind of life she met before this case. I doubt she has any thoughts about anyone. So let's move. Oh, that's not where I intended to move. Okay, we can go directly to the bedroom. Someone else is already inside. I already told you, Knights, everything that I know. Is that her mom? What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste Attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Elaine McCoy. Okay, so the mom is still alive. She at least has one parent. I'm Celeste's mother. I was at trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. Oh. So this is Celeste's mother. The mother is alive for now. They better not also kill her mom. She might be able to tell you more about Funard. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything I can to help. This I told her. Can you tell me about your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them, but on that night, it's like he was furious and Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I did. I wasn't there when their argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Oh. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago Flintheart had a sister named Effie. Oh no. When we were all children, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. Wait, hold up, isn't that the noble? He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Oh no. Garrick Pierce, isn't that the nobleman that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? Yeah. We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes. Something happened. They probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then, but he's a completely different person now. But everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. Uh-oh. One day, when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he'd learned. Oh no. He was told not to use his magic without the instructor there. He was just too excited. Oh no, 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 look where this is going. I don't like this. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. Oh no. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded it. Oh. Oh no. We tried to bring her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone. I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flintheart's family into keeping quiet. After that, the official story was that Evie had been mauled by a wolf. That's not surprising, the nobility seldom takes responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake. Oh. Well, that explains why he hates mages. Something changed in Flintheart after that. No, yeah, I can see why. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he'd gotten under his banner was terrifying. There was even talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. Viva la revolution! That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. He knew how much danger he was putting himself in. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of our family? It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And that baby was Celeste. Yes, Flintheart and I always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. That's an interesting guy. And then one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care though, I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I think that he didn't want to believe it. My fault, I should have forced him to see the truth. Oh. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. Oh. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. After seeing them together, he figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy. Gotten rid of almost all of the toxic waste. Nice! They must have been really close. More than anything. You see, people I send those gifts to have a right for discussion. They might not be very happy. You want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. Wait a second. Bottle. I think it was called lotus juice or something strange like that. It is. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle. Wait. Is it really that rare? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. Wait a minute. Is this a bottle that Flintheart bought? You saw a picture of the shattered bottle that you found next to Flintheart's body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flintheart's... Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. It wasn't just laying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument. Oh, he was probably going to try and make it up to her. Right, you think you've investigated everything you can for now. And there's still one last thing you need to do. You ready yourself for one last conversation with Celeste. I also want to look at the room. And now I got 3 guests, how nice of them. It's a really fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. Dang. Wouldn't something like this be really expensive? She earned a lot of money as a mercenary. It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently, she was making a lot of gold from her jobs as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must have been happy for her. We are, but I still wish she'd get a less dangerous job. Understandably. Look at all the art. It's a painting of a woman with some sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Supposedly, that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. I think the animal in the painting is called a fey kip. Like Noxolotl, but different. Celeste told me that she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware that these kind of creatures even existed. I like all the art. I wonder if that's art that people made for them. Like for the game in the early access. And then one of them is expired. 2 of them. Yes, one of your guests decided to leave early. The table with several chairs. It must have been used for entertaining guests. Wait, hold up. This is Celeste's room, but it has a dining table? It doesn't look like it's too much use, though. The door leading to upstairs hallway. Okay, so she has a fancy bed and a dining area. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna learn anything new from her. So I need to talk to Celeste again. Oh, you're back. Did you forget something? Actually, there's one last thing I want to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said your father died hating you. After everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. He desperately wants to reach her. If she keeps believing that he hated her, that thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone. Uh-oh. We have a tragic backstory. He's just lying to make me feel better. Oh, but it looks like it won't be that simple. You'll need to win an argument against her if you want to see her to see the truth. Okay, we're gonna save, because we're gonna need to convince her. We're not gonna let her believe that her dad hated her, because he didn't. She needs to know that. You just need to convince her of that. Yes. Argument. Or should I have built a profile? I don't think I could. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows that my father hated mages. He always hates magic, there's no reason behind it. Well, there is a reason behind it. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flinard was a child, he had a younger sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. I never knew. But that doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was selfish of me to learn magic. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyways. Magic killed someone he loved. No wonder he was furious. Okay, I want to say, like, it wasn't selfish. You learned it so you earned more money. I think this is the best thing I can use against that. But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down. You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. There. What? Shut up! Just stop it! Oh. Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see it in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me. But he would. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? Shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn. What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvern Guard. Your father knew how much you loved the drink. He called in quite a few favors, just so he could have it imported for you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did all for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did. It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in the room before your... stowed in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. What? Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father lost you, Celeste. And, as tragic as it is, he was going to try and apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dan. You know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it. You still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. Stay close to the inn, Dad. You won't be able to survive unless I do this. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. And we'll love you till the day we die. Dad, would I ever think that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, she probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. You call off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. Even more visitors. Argument 1. Well, at least she knows that her dad didn't hate her. I think that's important. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. Probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since the whole ordeal started. Which is fair enough. Thank you. But is everything really going to be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god. Really repeating that line again, huh, buddy? You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before? Oh, don't poke him like that. He's trying his best. Upset, there's no... Flip you that moment. I haven't any... Well, not this character and her dad. There's a bunch more cases. I'm sure it'll come up. Please forget about that. I can't giggle on command. Just know that she giggles. Anyways, take some time to rest. The trial's going to resume soon. And that, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? That's not my name! Will you remember them? Oh, I thought she was for some reason confusing us. His name is Rudolph. Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory. Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this. Oh. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There is no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. Jerk. We don't like him. Because we know he did it. And also because he's a jerk. You don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tamora might pull tomorrow. You see this as a way of securing a just verdict. She's not happy with it. She has standards. But I guess she's... I think we can save over the top one. I guess she is just starting out and she is lower... No, she's 18. And he's clearly pressuring her into using tactics she doesn't want. Alright, it's time. Hello, Q-Bird. Oh, hi, Mr. Mora. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. Yeah, I took some really strong sedatives. I'm glad to see you're finally getting used to this. In one day. So, what did you find in your investigation? You tell Mr. Mora about everything you've learned over your investigation. There aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witness testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Mr. Mora. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and the Commander White? Miss Coy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyron. The trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. Another secret is left buried between you two. Interesting guardian you have. He clearly has issues with family and... She's not his mum, she's his guardian. The court is now resumed for the trial... I keep saying trial when I mean to say trial. Trial of Celeste McCoy. And let's review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation. Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time. I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease. At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative. That a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. His eyewitness account would clear up what actually happened. Interesting. It was to my understanding that the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous. Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer. So that's their plan. Why would the witness change his mind like that? Did Steelwind persuade him, or is something else happening here? Very well. Let's hear from this witness. And it's him. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name is Reginald Rudolph. I'm a chauffeur of the equine variety. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm unfamiliar with that profession. He's a chauffeur. He drives carriages. He means to say that he's a carriage driver. Oh, I see. But in any case, it is my understanding that you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph? Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled an entire page. Damn. Mr. Rudolph? Forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in the room. Taking notes? The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses. Isn't that convenient? I'm calling bullshit. Taking everything can be framed. I see. Then I assume we will receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body. Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed. If I had a slow blink, I would do that right now. Uh-huh. And I wrote down everything that I saw. Mm-hmm. What? That's quite the claim. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now? We had initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, we saw no need at the time for his testimony. Uh-huh. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial. There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here. Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night. Witness testimony. Here we go. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. That's odd, because the investigation team arrived much earlier. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There, I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. Also, the dining room lights were not on. Hey, prisoners, don't worry about the fact that I'm replacing the floor with what light? Yeah, something is amiss. She removed her sword from Flintheart's chest, and he slowly turned to face her. She stabbed him right again in the front. So she stabbed him, he managed to turn around, and then she stabbed him again, is what you are saying. Incorrect. She soon realized that I had witnessed her heinous crime, and she let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Incredible. Such a bold lie. If everything occurred as the witness described, then I see no room for debate. It's a... Uh-huh. Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable. Mm-hmm. And why did she not kill you? Yeah, exactly. You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste, but it was pretty dark. Celeste, did you see this man that night? No, this is my first time meeting him. I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night. So he has to be lying. I mean, if you believe that she's innocent, he has to be lying from the get-go. Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? She tries her best to hide it, but you can sense her restlessness. It's hard to say right now. But it's definitely a possibility. We know that it isn't, but they don't know. The defense may now begin their cross-examination. Let's save. Just in case we mess this up. Transporting a client. Usually I press on everything, but that would slow things down a lot. So, although I do want to know more about this, because someone said, I guess we don't have that right now. At some point I thought this guy said that he arrived much earlier than that, but let's press on the time. Argument. Yeah, I heard two voices, one young female and one gruff male. Presumably these were the voices of Celeste and Flintheart McCoy. Right, unless their neighbors were true. You do after hearing this disturbance. About... Let's press first. You sound certain that you saw my client and the victim. How are you so sure it was them? Leonard McCoy and his daughter were well known within the town. Leonard made himself quite known in the region through his social activism, and young Celeste dressed in a manner that is far wealthier than the townsfolk of Cornhaven. Do you live in the same town as the McCoys? How would you know about this? I don't live there, but my work brings me there quite frequently. The witness' place of residence has no bearing on the testimony. What matters is that he was there during the murder occurred. When the murder occurred. Why is Steven deflecting questions about his personal life? Because that would... So you're saying that my defendant stabbed him twice with her sword? Yes, that's exactly what I saw. But there's only one visible wound on the body. If that's what you say is true, that means she stabbed him through the same wound. Isn't that extremely improbable? Improbable, but not impossible. It is strange, I'll give you that. Nevertheless, that is what the witness saw happen. She's really reaching with this. But you won't get anywhere unless you can prove that she's lying. That he's lying. And you let her get away. I'm just a simple carriage driver. I have no way of combating an armed assailant. The witness also saw the defendant using magic. Did you honestly expect a chauffeur to subdue an armored mercenary? You suppose that she has a point there. Yeah. It's not a quirk of writing, and everything's a perfect cover for him to read over his notes. Yeah. I guess it would be hard to catch him lying if he has a way to keep his story straight. Actually, it's just the opposite. With all those details, it'll be much easier to find inconsistency. Oh, but we already know.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. Music! What? Are you accusing the witness of perjury? I sure as heck am. Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Hubert. My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificery devices that are powered by Arcane Power Cell. Arcane Power Cell. However, the same Arcane Power Cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Wait, can't explain. There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout. The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that. Then the witness was clearly mistaken. The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He even remembered the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? Yeah, it's not looking good for you. No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell. That's it. What's it, witness? It must have been made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony. What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind? If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him. And you, Mr. Hubert? If he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. If he'll tear through each of his lies no matter what he does. I remember now. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mageblade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mageblade. Mageblade doesn't glow blue. At least the judge asked both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah. I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Hubert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. With pleasure. We already know that he is lying. His Mageblade is not blue.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized less magic blade? Mage blade? No, I admit that you probably wouldn't know about Mage blade. But that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mage blade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have possibly been Mage blade. This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow, but what significance could such a minor detail have? It's extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene. Preposterous. You don't have any evidence to back up that claim. That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his book, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene, casting a spell that she couldn't possibly cast? Or did she see another mage at the scene? Well... Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this. Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. No, wait, please. And that's quite enough of that. Oh? Uh-oh. Garrick Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to the witness stand. The game is based on Ace Attorney, of course you take gameplay. He had special music, you know he's important. And he blinks. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. Because he's nobility. Ah, monarchies. The bailiff looks to the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off the stand and begins addressing the courtroom. Ah yes, let me just, as the noble in this room, interrupt this very important trial, breaking all of the rules. The bailiff is not going to tackle me, even though he would for any other person, but I'm nobility, so I can't be touched. Oof, Garrick just pierces into the interrogation. Nice one. He sure did. What is he even doing here? I will not stand by while you harass my servant. Pierce, we discussed this. There is no need for you to take the stand. And what, pray tell, did they discuss? Nonsense, I have nothing to hide. And if you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene. Ooh. For the first time, Steelwind doesn't seem to have control of the situation. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Steelwind? Who's this man? Oh, Mrs. Steelwind, sorry. So this is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault. What do you mean? You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous. What? Are you saying that you had Rudolph lie for you? I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. I simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear publicly in court. Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury. All I hear is a snop, 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 snoopy, snop, snop, snop. Exactly. But from the looks on the judge's face, you can easily tell that he won't face any actual consequences. I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. No, you won't. But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Uh-huh. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night. Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, I know that this misconduct has hurt your credibility. Consequences he's referring to? Nothing. Exactly. The consequences he's referring to are not the consequences for him, but for the significant pay reduction that his carriage driver is going to take. Very well. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. Then I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword. Garrick Pierce. He's a member of the nobility. That means that he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night. Does that mean? There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for. I couldn't sleep, so I woke up my hardworking servant so I could be driven around a bit. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now. Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down. Just in case I somehow mess up horribly. I'm gonna press that. That seems like a strange way to pass time. I'll let you believe him for a second. Witness eccentricities are beside the point. What matters is that he was clearly at the scene. I wouldn't quite put it that way, but nevertheless. Okay, we're not gonna press on everything. I usually do that in these games, but that would take a lot of time. Single stamp, interesting. If he was at the tavern entrance, then that would mean he was here. Okay, that updated thing, good. He saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance. It would be quite dark considering that the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using Mage Blade at the time. Ah, of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail part of his testimony earlier. That actually makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. Rudolph was so sure that he saw a blue light. It would be strange if he was lying about that. But anyways, which spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene? It was the conjure light spell. Like, duh. What else would I use? Conjure water? Conjure light, Luxo. Gesture none. Duration 1 hour. Concentration, yes. Okay. For the duration of the spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster and can be changed at will for the spell's duration. This mode of light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. Why would you choose blue? Your Honor, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for his spell companion to be added to the court record. I see no reason to invade the witness' privacy over a trivial illumination spell. I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to visit the witness' spell companion. By blue and not by sexual lightning. He's not cool enough for that. Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Uh-huh. Oh, shut up. I'm with you, buddy. There's conjure light to illuminate the scene from the tavern entrance, and there I saw it. Casting a spell seems like a pretty significant detail to forget. For you, maybe. But for a practiced mage like myself, using magic is as natural as moving my arm. Admit that you wouldn't know what it's like to be a mage. Okay, press. Opposite sides each time. Of course. Mind you, I have no idea why she would act like that. But can you prove that she didn't do exactly what I described? I suppose not. Luna, I'm not cute! Objection! Fair. At least not yet, anyway. Pierce is definitely the real murderer. This means there has to be a lie somewhere in his testimony. He keeps saying that he stood at the entrance the entire time. If he killed my father, then he would have been further in. Right. Is there any way you can prove that he was further inside the building? Oh, no backseating, but then I appreciate it, but no backseating. Let me use my brain power myself, but you have a good point. I think you're onto something there. Yeah, okay, 15 feet and no further. You are onto something. And that is 5 feet. Something ain't adding up. I got too invested. Nah, I feel you. I probably might have made the same mistake. It's okay. I'm glad you're invested. If I get stuck, I'll ask you guys for help. Because I do want to try and figure things out on my own. But it's good. Okay, so he's going to the tavern entrance. So we need to present, and I think so. Either we have to present the spell or the map, or maybe either or is fine. I think we'll do the map. I think that is.
Objection!
Detective brains be rolling. Lord Pierce, you said you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance, and you only took a single step into the building. Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. In that case, I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern. Thank you, skilled reproduction of the tavern. If you take a look at this map, it would place you right here, where the W is. Am I correct? Well, of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat that fact. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there, considering that Conjure Light only illuminates an area within 15 feet. What? Don't know exactly how that works. Like, light tends to... I guess it's kind of a weak light. Shock face. The spell's range is irrelevant. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade. During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. Oh, it doesn't work like a normal source of light, I see. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. It's extremely irrelevant. Yeah. If he had stayed at the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. So it's magic light, so it literally doesn't reach further than 15 feet. That's interesting. But what does this mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not? Well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Like, oh, exactly. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cubert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? Yeah, that's a... I think you're showing your hand a little too early here, Cubert. Don't accuse a noble directly of murder. That seems like a very bad idea. How would that be possible? Well, there's only one way to this scenario would make sense, Your Honor. Oh, he's going for it? No, wait, I'm too young to die. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flintheart McCoy. He did it. The mad lad. Hold on for a moment. This is absurd. I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. You idiot. Who is she calling an idiot? Well, maybe we can figure it out together. When you relinquish your spell compendium to the court. Gus. Yep, now we have a reason to see his juicy spells. But what? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You fucked around and found out. You've made your bed, now lie in it. Oh, I like her. I like her a lot. Steelwind, you treacherous! The hammer goes smack. How to avoid getting called 101. That's enough. It appears that the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court. There we go. Garrick Pierce's spell compendium. It contains the formulas to the following spells. Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. Ah, there's no other lighting, so... What? How could the law apply to me? The caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. The effect will last for as long as they maintain the concentration on the spell. Okay. Both hands. Extremely cold air. Liquid will be immediately frozen. Organic life will immediately enter stage of hypothermia, dying. Shape liquid. Big aqua. Indefinitely. Concentration, yes. Concentrating on the spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape, and after the spell ends, the frozen liquid will immediately melt. Good job, Taron. We're going to call this spell companion. With that, this case is as good as yours. Or is it? She didn't even try to stop you from taking his spell companion. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve. Yeah, she's not going to go down without a fight. I really like how they draw the suits. The clothing folds are immaculate. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. Uh-oh. Gasp. You can practically hear Lord Pierce's grinding teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Floonheart McCoy. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. Oh? I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn. What? That's not how it works. We proved that there's reasonable doubt. Hey! That should be enough to acquit me, right? In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. And why is it different for this trial? The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Oh, great. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case. What? But that's not fair. Corruption. That's just how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face. Ouch. No. However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as possible suspect. Ooh.
Objection!
Oh? A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor. Oh? Damn it, you knew she was planning something. Me queuing 10 operations to harvest a man's heart to kill that man. Oh no. Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we? Floonheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Hubert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows? Alright, uh-oh. He doesn't know any mage blade. The spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. Well, he could have used another spell. Uh-oh. You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object. What? That can't be right. You're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder. I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer. He was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer. Well, he must have used his spells in a creative manner. I'm fairly certain he... Actually, I know for sure he did. We know what he did. But he doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect solid objects. And think outside the box, dummy. I do have to eat lunch in a bit, so I don't think we're gonna finish this case before lunch, but we'll see if we have a good pause moment, and then we'll finish it. We'll give him a good one too after lunch. We can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic. Wait a minute. How did he do it then? She's right. How did he do it? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed by something magical. But none of his transmutation spells can affect the steel blade. Well, he didn't need to use the blade. Does that mean that he used something else? The classic. Water. Definitely. We know he used liquid. Water. Defense did cast some doubt on the witness testimony. Nevertheless, it must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. Objection! With that in mind... Please wait, Your Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime. What are you on about? Lady Steelwind said it herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade. He's right, which can only mean one thing. You didn't use a metal blade, did you? Oh no, he's scared. What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly stated that the wound was created by a blade. Objection, girl wife either can't be guilty ever, bleached white cat. Blub blub, a little blub blub murder as a treat. He didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he have possibly committed the crime? He literally has a spell that shoots ice spikes. Oh, I wonder how you kill someone with that. Wait, not white. I was already confused. Girl with white hair can't be guilty. Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cubert. Which spell did Lord Pierce use to commit murder? Well, don't tell me, guys, but I think I already know. So, this is conjuration, evocation, conjuration, transmutation, so he could have used Frostwave. But I think... I mean, we saw it in the pre-screen, so we're kind of cheating, but... And he can freeze this, so it was shaped liquid. You see, Your Honor. Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword. Pre-filled searches. Oh no. What? I am afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cubert. Make that 4. Ooh. I'd like for the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. With it, he can control a body of water and shape it into any complex shape he wants. Why won't this man die? I thought you wanted him to live. Oh wait, no, you're trying to take out his heart. Well, at least it's good experience for your doctor. Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. A shape like a sword. What? No, it's possible that he... What do I have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? Pierce's breathing becomes more frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. I'm told he doesn't have any medical... Oh. Well, he'll still get experience, though... there's a limited amount of experience any pawn gets within a day. After that, it'll be significantly reduced. I think they can do 2 medical operations a day and that'll max out their experience gain for that day. From the top of my head. That might be wrong. It's been a while. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horus. Yeah, and also just his face. You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. Oh? I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. I saw the murder. I witnessed everything. The girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. Okay. But I'm not quite sure how they want me to play this. So, oh, I can't save. Never mind, you're not letting me. Okay, hold up. His claim is, I saw the murder, I witnessed everything. XP will fade away. Yeah, that's good to know in case I get my hands on any vampires. Oh, okay, so... I saw the murder, I witnessed everything. So I need to present something to the contrary. Wouldn't that be the map then? And how, pray tell, did you see everything? My doctor started 8 medical, now is at 14. But no, that's pretty good. He's the one making the claim, he should have to prove it. That's not how this works right now. If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. But you wouldn't have needed to be within 15 feet. But you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with conjure light. This again? If you're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it. I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony. All because I knew that you'd used it to cast suspicion on me. It's more suspicious that you lied in the first place, for sure. Lord Pierce? But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean... you miserable wretch. Garrick Pierce has openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. Damn! And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. All 10 operations failed. How? Are you in a dirty room on a bad bed? Or using, like, just herbs? Because... that has an influence on success. Or if you're doing it on the floor, it has even lower. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? Medical ties plus hospital lab plus vital monitors. Oh, Well, then I don't know. If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. Yeah, you do have magic. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizen? Shut up, you dirty peasant. Shut your dirty peasant mouth. That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. She was wielding her sword after the murder. Oh, that's not true. I was terrified when I saw her holding that blazed sword. My life was in danger. Buddy. Sword was still in them. That can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? This photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it in there? What? Damn you! Damn you! Steelwind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Prosecutor Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even when you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together. How can I remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. It's supposed to protect me as a nobleman. I came here to reveal the truth and testify against that criminal. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney. Okay. Wait. How am I supposed to... I think I'm using this, because that's the only new thing. You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. That bougie fuck. You're clearly not acting in any good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shaped liquid and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was the perfect crime, wasn't it? What? Oh, he lost it. He lost it. Oh my god, I just know his name is literally Spare Rules Pierce, and he stopped Dang High School. He did. My apologies, Your Honor. Oh, he lost it. That is the facial expression of a man who's gone insane. Oh my god, I so rarely hear streamers get the pronunciation right. Of bougie. He's part of the bourgeoisie. I don't know French, but I know language. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious. Care to share it with the classroom? What? Has he finally lost his mind? The fence put forward an interesting theory. But there's one problem with it. And what's that? I think you said it yourself. You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was the perfect crime, wasn't it? You see, it would have been the perfect crime. Because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What? No! He's right. If you used an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now. Then that means there would be nothing left of the murder weapon. And he's calm again. You've spun quite a tale here today. But in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me! Isn't there anything we can do? You become quiet. Tyrone! Why isn't he saying anything? Is it really hopeless? Most English speakers don't. Okay, so maybe I listen to too many Americans and Aussies. No evidence except for all the no evidence except for the fact you low-key committed to it. Low-key admitted to it. But all it takes is one look at the expression on your face. Any worry she has instantly disappears. Because she realizes the expression on your face is the same expression you made every time you defeated her. Aww. What is this? You can glare at me all you want. I won't change the fact that you've lost. I despise people like you. Damn! You're coming out swinging! You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of the innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empowered Eye. Did we just obviously cast magic? I don't think that's a good idea. Speak it from the heart, Hubert. What did I just do? Oh, we cast without on accident. Your head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. Oh, don't pass out in the courtroom now. But at the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity. As if you can see more than you could before. I can't believe that Buzzin pushed me this far. Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of Horus. But it feels different than usual. It's more intense and potent this time. It's almost as if you can do more than just read his surface thoughts. Empowered Eye. You've activated Empowered Eye with it. You'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about. Project items into... You'll be able to affect what they think about. Holy I need a shocked face. I don't have a shocked face. I mean, this is my worry. I don't have a shocked... I need to get myself a suit and I need to get myself a shocked face and an objection and like a more stern angry. I need more expression. You'll be able to affect what they think about. Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts for him. You want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you'll have everything you need to implicate him. Like, I need food, but I also need to know what happens. So I'm just gonna go hungry a little. Like, I need food. Great power, great responsibility. Meow is hungry. You have telepathic protection and manipulation. You're a telepath. I'm a telepath. Oh, I can save here. Let's do that. So the problem is that I'm really hungry. I need food real bad. And I also don't know how long the trial will continue after this. Like, if this was it, and then it ends... But also telepathically aired what means that everyone's mind sounds like great use. Oh my goodness, the power you'd have. Trails are long, go get food. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the lounge. We're gonna stay on that screen. We'll be back after this recess. You guys go get yourself some foods and stuff too. I'll see you all. I think I might be able to make it in 10 minutes, but no promises on that. But I'll be back pretty quick. So, bye bye, see you in a bit.